We have risen from the ashes to school the masses. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Scholars of Wrestling Show, episode 554. I'm your man behind the microphone, Scholar Jeff. Joining us this week, as always, the OG Undisputed Scholar. He is the one and only Scholar Tarek. Scholar Tarek, how are we feeling tonight, sir?
It is going to be some very straightforward wrestling tonight, and you know what? I'm looking forward to see what comes about through our discussions.
Oh, yeah, this seemed like a week that was delightfully mundane, but yet in doing so is not. But we'll make heads or tails of that in just a second. Moving on, we also have another undisputed scholar in his own right, and he's got his ever growing collection of hats. You know him, you love him. He is Scholar Brian. Scholar Brian, how are we feeling tonight?
Feeling pretty good, feeling pretty confident. Got a big title match coming up in a couple weeks, and I'm taking very good care of getting focused by taking a lot of naps while watching my wrestling shows. No, but no, the pretty mundane week of wrestling. Other than there are some things to talk about, but in the world of wrestling, as it were. Okay, not a lot. It's pretty mundane week.
Straightforward. That's the best way to describe
Straightforward,
it.
straightforward. Some surprising.
It's
Well,
just
not really when you think about off-screen stuff
it's just
going
the
on.
it's
Yeah,
just the question now is just like everything is straightforward. It's just, is it a good presentation, good story, good wrestling, good all around? Simple as that. It's like, does it keep your interest? That
But
that's the question.
finally,
That is the question.
speaking of straightforward and surprising, last but certainly not least, joining us tonight, the one and only Scholar Charlie. Scholar Charlie, how are you feeling tonight, sir?
I'm feeling good. It's been an interesting week in wrestling. Nothing too big, but we're here to dive in head first and go over that.
So let's dive in head first. We shall. We are, of course, talking about first. We can't go any further without talking about Monday Night Raw because we got this week. It seemed to be tournament matches aplenty because we did get a whole bunch of really interesting tournament matches on the WWE side. First and foremost, we got some more King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring matches happening. We did get probably one of the more surprising results we got was in the men's King of the Ring tournament matches. We got Javon Evans, of all people, defeating Seth Rollins, Talatonga, and Ricky Saints. I gotta admit, I did not see this one coming. I thought Seth Rollins was going to be a lock for this. Not complaining about Javon Evans winning. I'm a big Javon Evans fan, but how about the rest of you? Were you surprised with this result at all?
I love the fact that Javon Evans won. However, it does make everything. I don't see a way that you can get out of there being a very specific winner for this King of the Ring. I don't see a way you can finagle your way out to make a case for anybody else to win that finals match wherever it could be, because Seth Rollins was the other one. If we're going off of building stories towards SummerSlam, there is nobody else who you can make the case deserves a world title main event at SummerSlam. I don't think there's a way you can make that case for anybody else. And
I
I know that
think I think this was a case of when there's too many people on the internet talking, oh, Seth is gonna win this thing. I forget about everyone thinking Oba's gonna win. that they threw in a curveball Monday night and took Seth out of the equation. And to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if the finals of the tournament are going to be Javon Evans and Obafemi. And boy, we're going to find out that boy is bouncy.
Yeah. But you know
I'll,
what? Those
It's-
NXT matches were great.
yeah.
So I'd be perfectly fine with an Obafemi versus Javon Evans final, but it's also like that isn't a new match. Like that happened at the beginning of the year. So it's
Yeah.
like so it's one of those like I'm happy for Javon Evans. I will always be happy when Javon Evans is treated well and is given prominent stuff. But it's one of those you can't give me a way where he wins this tournament and I sit here and be like, okay,
Yeah,
okay,
no, it's
that works for me. But
Oba's got this in the bag. Yeah, Oba's got this in the bag.
That being said, though, I have to confess I did not see any other previous matches between Obafemi and Javon Evans.
Oh, you need
I
to go and watch.
having said that, can you just confirm for me that Obafemi made Javon Evans as bouncy as a Super Ball in a Walmart parking lot?
He did.
yes, yes.
Yes.
Okay, that checks out.
Even when Javon Evans was hitting offense, he was extra bouncy.
Yeah.
All right,
He was
that
bouncy on all ends.
checks out. Checks out. That being said, Tarek, bring it over to you. Were you as surprised by a Javon Evans victory tonight as I was, or did you see this coming?
I hate that the main focus of it is not Javon Evans winning it, but Braun Breaker keeping this feud with Seth Rollins going. Like, it's like I was really hoping that when they had their match, their one-on-one match, that would be the end of it. Just the end of that storyline. Let's just start fresh. But of course not. This feud has to keep going. We'll wait. We'll wait for that inevitable Seth Roman Reigns eventually. Now to the response of just at the possibility of having a Javon Oba finals. I'm glad you guys are finding enjoyment in it. I wouldn't deny it would be a great match because they have had history that you guys have seen, which I need to see included in that. I'm just not convinced that Oba's going to win it. I just see Brock taking him out of it, like finding a way for Dom to actually beat him because it looks so impossible. It's like, oh, of course, Brock fucks it up. Like that kind of thing. I guess I
If
just don't want to see
Dominic,
Oba winning it.
if Dominic Mysterio beats Obafemi, I will officially be on the Torque bus with WWE. With WWE, I like Dominic Mysterio, but no, I do not want the world that would be lived in if Dominic Mysterio and Liv Morgan are king and queen of the ring. I do
Oh
not want it.
gosh.
I do not want it.
Well,
And
we're not going to get it. We're going to get EO, Queen of the Ring.
no, which is exactly what I'm saying. But you saying Dominic is going to be in the finals of the King of the Ring automatically puts that thought in my head. Which
The
is
only other way
you're
that
having a lot of fun with that, by the
I'm
way.
having fun. I'm having fun with that, but it's also just the fantasy book, the hopeless fantasy booking that I want to see happen because I actually want to see the King of the Ring being used as the redemption for Finn Balor to put him back in the world title picture. And having Dom and Finn be the finals to finally put that book into that since he's going to be on SmackDown and Dom is on Raw. Again, fantasy booking. I know it's not going to happen, but that's what I would want to happen. I'm just expecting. I don't think Ova being it is the fun thing because what is Brock going to be world champion at SummerSlam? So that's how we're going to get their third match. Because I'm convinced. I'm
I do not
convinced.
need a Brock Lesnar Roman Reigns version 4 million.
Yeah,
I
double
see.
pass
No,
on
no.
that.
Honestly, I don't see Oba winning the world title at SummerSlam. I see them holding it off till WrestleMania and having him dominate the Royal Rumble.
I feel like this is one of those times where if you're going to have Obafemi be the new age Brock Lesnar, if that's what you're building towards, then you should go the Brock Lesnar route, which is exactly winning the title at SummerSlam against your number one guy in the company, Roman Reigns. And I feel if you're gonna do it by the book, and then have the first title defense be the be the end of the trilogy. I know that this is my version of fantasy booking.
Yeah, I get it.
That
I
that
understand that.
because
Yeah,
I'm like that because I'm like this makes sense, which means it's not what's gonna happen. But
So does
exactly.
that so
but
does
I
that
mean,
mean does that mean they're going to push the Brock Lesnar match and have that at WrestleMania?
No,
no,
there's
I
no
would just
way
say the
Brock's
first
staying
the
around until
first defense.
WrestleMania.
I would just say the first defense, like the September or the October.
Or just have
Guys,
since SummerSlam is a two-night event. Night one he faces Brock. Night two he faces the world champion.
that'd be cool.
That would
I'd be
work
down for that.
actually. Yeah, why not? We've had The
Oba
Rock.
can do double duty.
Eh,
The matches are gonna be like 7 minutes long. So what do we do? You can pull 2 nights. What are we talking about?
Maybe 7 minutes
that's the
combined.
only way. That is now the only way I'll see the fun of it of having Oba win. That's because that would actually make it make fun and make sense and actually push him in a good position, showing his dominance.
Beat Brock and then beat Roman
That would be making a statement.
1 and 2.
That would be making a statement, and that's the part I'm looking forward to. I still have I still like the idea of redemption arc for Finn to get him a world title and have him like one on one on Cody. Sure, why not? That's it. Just a
Yeah, but
hopeless
would they
fantasy
have
that
Finn beat Cody? I don't think so.
he needs one more world title
I
reign.
know,
One
I know.
more.
Trust me.
What is the harm of giving him just a small title reign? One more with a world title
I
so he can
know.
finally get that one night bullshit off his king back.
I know.
Again, hopeless fantasy that I
Die
just was like,
hard Finn fan
oh
here.
no,
Well,
that's
I feel your pain.
leave it to be continuously heartbroken by what
well,
WWE brings, but also it's still fun what we have discussed. Hopefully, will come to fruition. And that just watch they don't even do that. Oh no, stop! Don't be negative. Let's try and make this fun. Try and make this
well,
fun.
I hate to say it, Tarek, but I just really do not think that Finn Balor is going to win the world title. I don't think there's any chance at all.
I know, hopeless fantasy.
The Demon, on the other hand,
Oh God.
Oh, Demon Finn versus
I
Cody.
would be more on the Demon Finn bit if they didn't neuter that character, other
Yeah.
than the Dom bit.
they
I was like,
already nuked all the fun supernatural gimmicks from Orbit. Can we at least have a little bit of hope for the last one standing?
What is wrong with seeing Finn Balor in that makeup?
Absolutely
I
nothing. But
don't
then
think there's
again,
anything wrong with it.
Exactly.
Apparently,
Go
WWE does.
Hey, neutered or not, I want to see what crazy design he comes up with for that particular show. Again, hopeless fantasy. Hopeless fantasy. It's like
but that's the
it would be
thing
like a nice little, oh, that's so cute.
which is why I'm saying for whatever reason, they still see the value of the demon for now. So that's why I'm hoping if this were to ever to come to pass, I'm thinking the demon Finn Balor is the way to get it done. That's all.
Hmm.
That's in all seriousness. That's all my point.
I agree on that. And at least now with what we all discussed on this, just okay, we can find happy mediums on both ends. So
Yes,
yeah, simple as that. We'd be happy on if whatever the outcome is, if they actually go the direction at least we talked about.
one can only hope. But speaking of hope here, that wasn't the only thing that intrigued me from this past week on Monday Night Raw. Because we also got a battle of lucha legends here. We got Penta defeating Rey Mysterio, and then There was some interference after the match from Rusev and company. They're ripping the mask off of Rey Mysterio, and then Chad Gable comes to the rescue, delivering German suplex after German suplex, and then giving the mask back to Rey Mysterio. I don't know about you guys, but I absolutely loved this whole segment. And really, it's making me think, okay, how far uh, Chad Gable has had the most oomph, the most momentum that he has in a very long time, arguably ever. My question is, how far could this go?
Give him the
Quite on,
Intercontinental title.
Yeah,
quite
I see
on,
title
yeah.
push. That's what I
I,
see.
it's like just based off of the reactions of the last 2 weeks alone, not including the mask versus mask match, just the reactions afterwards when he comes back without the mask, WWE, the Chad Gable redemption arc. It's money.
It's working.
It's working 100%, and
Hell, I even love the
not
fact
even
that they hinted at Otis, like having Chad Gable make amends with Otis. And
not not even being hopelessly fantasy booking. That this is one of those things where it's like this is 2 weeks where we've been looking for this kind of thing for Chad Gable for years now. And if it takes manufactured Mexican lucha libre style wrestling under a mask for a year to get him to this point where people are behind him loudly,
keep going
you
with
got
that.
to roll with it. You got to
Yeah.
roll with it. And
AJ Styles tweeted something along the lines of if creative doesn't put Gable over now, we're just a bunch of dummies.
Pretty much,
yeah,
yeah.
I'm I'm like he's not lying. I'm like you've got based off of reactions alone. I understand that it's overseas. You need to see what the reactions are going to be when he comes back stateside. That'll be what that'll be what cinches it. But if it's anything like it's been overseas, then you got to put the rocket on him. You got to strap him up sometime soon.
Like I said, give him the IC belt. Have
Yeah,
it be at SummerSlam he faces Penta. Uh, does it have to be one on one? No, it could be a multi-person match, but I prefer it to be one on one, honestly. For this story,
And
it's
just
for
have
full
it be
redemption.
and just be like put and respect at the end.
Yeah. Hell,
That's
have
that's it.
hmm. I was gonna say just have Ethan Page win it and just hold on to it so it'll be even easier, but no, I think the actual keep going with this redemption. I think Penta is actually the better option because if I recall, it is I think it said that Penta was the actual beginning of his whole going anti-lucha to begin with.
Yeah,
So that would be a
that would.
nice full circle.
Oh yeah, that's probably what they're gonna end up doing, aren't they? I
And
guess
hey, if it gives me Chad Gable versus Penta matches, go with it.
If it gets me Chad Gable finally winning a singles title and it's the Intercontinental, yes, please. I'm all for that.
I guess my question here, I'm not gonna deny that or I love that idea. The question here is, I guess this is a scholar's quick talk. Maybe, maybe not. Let's see how it goes. But
Just
I
put the
guess
title
for
on it.
sure, why not? I guess with fans like us, someone who has been seeing the potential of a Chad Gable for years at this point, I guess the question I have right now is because of how good this was and the match that put him on the map, is it how possible do you think it is that this could lead to like a main event push? Maybe not necessarily a title match, but more profile matches rather. Basically, how far does this go Does this go beyond the Intercontinental title? And if so, how far can he go?
I don't think that it'll be top title pick top title picture, but you could put him in the upper mid card. You can have him be one of the ones that are right under, with every once in a while taking a step into the main event. I don't see him full time main event guy.
Now,
That's
He
now,
pretty
just
much
now, now,
no. That
If Jey Uso could win the World Heavyweight Championship, Chad Gable can win the World
yeah.
Heavyweight
And what
Championship.
a mistake that was.
I cannot begin to fathom how much of a correct statement that is of how much a mistake giving Jey Uso the title from Gunter. He, all for a fucking yeet moment. Yeah, we want to see the WrestleMania crowd yeet. Yeah.
I'll tell you this. I
Fuck
will agree
you.
with Charlie. Chad Gable deserves it more than Jey Uso. I will say it like that. But I don't think, maybe with a legacy run later on we could do that. But I don't think he'll be like main event, like bring in all the money kind of guy.
He'll be where LA Knight is right now. He's not the star, but he's involved with the main event. He's involved with the main story, but he's not at all the important factor of it.
Well, we'll
It's
certainly see
heartbreaking to say that,
how
but
right
it's
we
true.
are.
It's heartbreaking to say that, but it's true.
Yeah,
I
because
mean, goddamn. It's funny that he's involved with the bloodline storyline, but he is not he's just there. The main story is shit now Jacob Fatu not listening to Jay because he doesn't acknowledge Jay and Jimmy. That's the intriguing factor of the bloodline storyline. And you have Roman, he's like, oh, yeah, he's not even there. Okay. Keep being irrelevant.
yeah, that's something that we're gonna have to pay close attention to. Real sad, but again, there's also so many moving parts happening all at once, it seems. And nowhere are we going to see that more than the current state of AEW Dynamite here. Because we got some even more tournament matches for the Owen Hart tournaments, respectively. And again, talking about surprising results, this week front in the women's Owen Hart tournament, we got Maya World defeating Sky Blue to advance in the tournament. Someone who was not even in this tournament right at the start. I believe she replaced Sari in the moment in
Mhm.
the tournament because of an injury. And I don't know if this was always the intended result or if they're just throwing Maya World a bone because she's been putting in work for AEW quite a bit the past couple months. Either way,
And she
I was just
dedicated her match to her dead brother. It's
yeah.
like,
So it's like,
That was
what? How did we get here? Really?
it was one of those that I think that that's the main crux of it. Like, you've put in a ton of work and you're going through a bunch of shit right now, which, rest in peace, condolences.
but
I
we
don't
got a
know.
good match out of her.
I don't know. I don't know what happened, but that's always a shitty situation. And to be able to come back a couple days later and put on that match,
Which,
well, you get
all
on
in
the
all,
win.
was a very good one.
That match was awesome. And yeah, it's going to end up with an obvious result in the semifinals match, but I'm always okay with someone who's put the work in, getting thrown a bone every once in a while.
And now she's
That works
facing
well for
Athena.
me.
And now she's facing Athena. So, and that's going to be a great match too. I'm confident it will be.
Oh yeah, but then again, we're also talking about Athena, so the standard is already very high as it is.
What do you think, Charlie?
I didn't watch AEW, so I'm not sure.
Well,
I
from
don't
what,
know. I don't know who
hey,
this wrestler even is, to be honest. So
I'll just say look into it because it actually is a sweet story.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It's
I
it's
have
a
it
well-deserved
DVR'd.
win.
I have it DVR'd. I just haven't gotten around to it yet.
yeah, that specific match is probably the one to watch. Well, obviously you'll want to watch the Swerve and the Brody King, but
Yep.
that's the one that's the one otherwise that I'd say look into and focus on.
Yeah, I love me some tournament matches, so
And it just makes
I'll
me
check it
realize,
out.
oh God, it just also makes me realize, oh God, Chris Jericho is trying to kill uh Tommaso Ciampa's credibility. Man,
Yeah, with the
I'm on Tommaso Ciampa's side. To
you
hell
could
with you, Chris Jericho.
you could skip that. That was one of those.
I was on
It was
Tommaso
one of those
Ciampa's side.
moments where I've been on the Jericho train since he got the rust off and had good matches the leading up to the pay-per-view, and then he cut that one promo and I was like, I remember why I was off on why I got off this train about a year ago. I
Now I don't.
remember why, and it was that promo right there.
The funny thing was Tommaso Ciampa was actually making the feud interesting. The second Jericho shows up for it, he's like, "Oh yeah, god damn, you really are a buzzkill. Yeah, bigger buzzkill than Buzz Killington." It's that kind of a
Oh
vibe.
wow.
Now, I just really want Tommaso Ciampa to just destroy him and have the whole feud now be having Ciampa just keep going to Jericho, say my name. What's my name? Hell, put him in the walls of Jericho, or oh God, shit. Why am I blanking? I'm terrible with names. The one where he
Lion
digs the
Tamer,
knee, Lion Tamer. Thank you, Jesus
Lion
Christ.
Tamer.
I'm
Yeah.
yeah. Have it be that, and just you just hear Ciampa. What's my name? Say my name. That's what I. That's the kind of shit I want to see.
You know what this is making me think of?
Prove he's a psycho killer. What does it make you think of?
It makes me think of the match in NXT that they had between Aleister Black and Velveteen Dream, where it was that same kind of setup and delivery, where Aleister Black just refused to acknowledge him, like, say my name. You know who I am. Say my name. And then it resulted in a really great match on like an NXT pay-per-view or whatever it was. They tore the house down. Aleister Black eventually won after a really hard fought victory. And then after the match, I sitting there and he just goes, "Enjoy infamy, Velveteen Dream." And it was like, yeah,
And that was awesome, but it was also because people who you had Aleister Black and Velveteen Dream who say what you want about his off-screen character. The dude could go
Yeah.
in the ring. Jericho can look. The storyline could be the exact same. The difference is you're not going to get that banger match out of it, and the only thing that works for it at all would be the legend of the name of Jericho saying Tommaso Ciampa's name, and it doesn't hit as hard if the match isn't good. And and I would love for Ciampa to pull something out of Jericho. He probably could, but based off of that promo on Wednesday, like I'm gonna get it, but I don't want it.
All that promo told me was I want Tommaso Ciampa to just absolutely destroy Jericho. That's it. Prove he's the it's like, oh, I'm not Tommy. I'm not
Yeah, it's like you gave
Tommy's
Rick
mommy. I
you
am Tommaso Ciampa. I am the psycho killer, and I'm going to just eat you alive.
yeah, you gave Ricochet 3 wins over Jericho. You better give Ciampa at least one.
I feel like I'm very confident in that this match is going to be good. Like, I feel like this is me personally, where yeah, there's give or take. Some of the segments might be a little hit or miss here and there, But ultimately, I'm just like, I already know that this match is going to be good. Can we just skip all this? Because I can we just get to the match already? Because I'm already sold on the match. Let's just get to the match. Am
Yeah,
I a
pretty
little,
much.
am I a little wonky
You're
for
just
thinking that?
Yeah, I'm like,
no, all it is just you're saying, okay, you're not taking this. You say you're taking this seriously, but it just whatever you were doing just didn't work. We know you're gonna get something in the ring, which is make it interesting. And I know
the
Ciampa can do it.
issue the issue with Jericho right now is he's saying that he doesn't want to do the vintage hits. He doesn't want to be he doesn't want to. There was an interview where he said he got rid of Y2J because he didn't want to become vintage. He didn't want to become well. Right now, you're just playing all the hits. You did that stuff in WWE with Santino when you came back when you came back after the second absence. You came back, Santino came into the ring, and you were just throwing names at him. It's the same thing you were doing with Tommaso. It's like you say you don't want to play the hits, and then you play the worst hits that you had.
Oh, geez.
So it's like,
Ciampa, please eat him alive. So, how about that MJF?
there you go.
I
MJF
think
is always gold. We know this.
let's use him as a topic, changing from Chris Jericho. Okay, so champ. Okay, so you got Mark Briscoe finding a way to get himself a world title opportunity if his team beats MJF's team. Now we have a Don Callis situation where if their team wins, they get they get a world title match, or at least Kevin Knight at least. And then the drama with Andrade and Don Callis not taking him seriously, and Andrade's like, you know what? I'm not. This isn't working.
Yeah, I mean, Andrade is basically playing a face character right now in a heel stable. So that's gonna come to a head soon enough. And the whole interactions with Orange Cassidy and Andrade with Leo Rush taking the selfies and the taking the creepy selfies in the corner. I
It's
say what you want.
fine.
Say what you want.
That was a fun, excellent match.
Yeah, I'm like as I was saying before when we were talking about horror movies in the lead up to doing this. I like creepy. I don't like slash effects. I picks. I like creepy stuff. So this Leo Rush, whatever he's got going on right now, keep bringing it to me. I I
I
like I like that he's a side character for now that you can
I
build
want him in
however you
Orange.
want.
I want him and Orange Cassidy to have a tag team match.
Yes.
I just want them to do something with Leo Rush. Like you know what Leo Rush can do, just
And he's
physically
connecting.
speaking.
He's
And he's
connecting
getting
very well.
over.
It's working very much, and I think the fun of having him and Orange Cassidy being that Orange Cassidy is a straight man to his Leo Rush is just whatever the hell he is.
And the
I,
whole interaction between Andrade and Leo Rush, he knows. How you know?
you know,
He
it.
knows. Do you know? He knows.
Uh,
It's just you. There's a lot of ways you could play off that. You could play off a Leo Rush. There's a lot of things you can do, and that's really the crux of AEW right now. Is that there's a lot of things you can do with these groups. I'm like, you would have never told me Death Riders versus STP was going to be a thing a few months ago.
having it on Collision. You know what? Yeah, I think I'm sold. All right, I'll see you. I'll see you Saturday.
Yeah, and it's like we've been looking for Lee Moriarty on TV for a while now, and if this is how we get it, sign me up.
Mm-hmm. And Will Ospreay versus Swerve after a great match with him and Brody King. It was a
That
Yeah, that was with all the speculation that we've been having this entire night so far. That, oh yeah, we really like this person, but I don't know if we're gonna get it. We're gonna probably get this, but who knows if it'll deliver. Meanwhile, you get something like Swerve Brody, and they're just like, you want it to be great. You know, going in, it's going to be great. And then you sit down and watch the match, and lo and behold, it's great. It's like, yeah,
Haven't haven't you guys been saying it's Will Ospreay's tournament since like
I'll just
the
simply
tournament
say,
it's
bracket
one of
came
those
out?
like it's one of those. Yes, it's the obvious result, and it's the obvious final, and
no,
every
Charlie, it has been the most obvious tournament. We all predicted what the tournament outcomes were going to be, and it's
Yeah,
exactly how it is. But the best thing is, it's not a bad thing because they're putting on
yeah,
great shit. All these
yeah.
yeah,
matches
it's
have been
like
very good. Hell, Osprey
everything.
versus
No, I've
Davis
caught
last
some of
week.
it. It has been great.
Yeah, and it's one of those like it's obviously been a vehicle to get Will Ospreay to the main event
Yeah,
of London All In. We knew this from the start. We knew that the finals was going to be Will Ospreay versus Swerve Strickland because that was the beginning of Will Ospreay's downfall when he lost the title match to Swerve Strickland. So it's like if we're going full circle redemption here, it's got to be Will Ospreay versus Swerve Strickland in the end game for the tournament. How we get there doesn't really matter because you're going to have they fill this tournament with opportunities for greatness in every match, and they've all delivered, which is
yeah,
basically the AEW is very good with their tournaments
Mm-hmm.
where it's like we know who's going to win the thing almost 100% of the time, but like every match is good, so it's like we don't care in the build up that we know who the winner is.
We know
yeah,
what the destination is going to be. We're just enjoying the journey of getting there because it's a very fun and exciting journey because we're getting really great matches out of these tournaments.
yeah,
And we know that the final is going to be the banger on top. It's going to be
yeah.
the match
That's
of
gonna
the
be an
tournament.
insane match.
It's going to be the match of the tournament, which it should be because it's the finals and it's Will Ospreay and Swerve Strickland. Holy
Yeah,
shit! Yeah. And it's like they're going to play it up like Swerve Strickland has a chance to win, but come on, we know. And then Swerve Strickland can feud with Brody King and Bandito like they've been building up in the promos after each match.
see,
And it,
sometimes you don't need to swerve people, pardon the pun. You don't need to be unpredictable. Sometimes you just gotta use your pieces well and give the people what they want.
yeah,
Just
Sometimes
enjoy the little things.
which is
just
the issue which is the disconnect that everybody's having between AEW and WWE right now. The WWE is having an issue with the this could be very predictable, but it's fine because predictable in this case is good. Basically, the whole Obafemi situation. Predictable was good. WrestleMania was great. Awesome. Predictable. Have him run through people, win the King of the Ring, and go to SummerSlam and beat Roman Reigns. That would have been awesome. But we got to throw this. We got to throw this little piece of bullshit in here to try to throw a wrinkle into it. You got the best final for this thing would have been Obafemi versus Seth Rollins, but we got to throw the wrinkle in here. To predictability is fine. WWE needs to remember that. And not the way that they want it with the bloodline style predictability. Just just like predictability works if the crowd is into it, not because you want to force it.
yeah,
The crowd is into Obafemi. The crowd does not give a shit about Bloodline right now.
I'll tell you what, even after all this time, my prediction still stands. When all these 90-day no competes end up finishing up, I predict that we're going to see some very interesting choices being made over the next couple months. Because right now, AEW is still gaining a lot of ground, and there's still lots of opportunities for them to gain even more favor. So I guess we're just gonna have to see over the next couple weeks because we got some big shows right around the corner towards the end of the month, and there's a lot on the table for everyone to take. Am I making sense?
Yes.
Yes.
Fantastic. But that is our opinions on this past week in wrestling. Now is the point of our show where we turn it back over to you, our fellow fans. What were some of the other highlights that you liked from this past week? Were you surprised by any of the surprise results from these tournament matches or anything else this week? No matter what you think, we want to hear from you wherever we are. YouTube comments, Facebook posts, the Instagrams, the TikToks, at least not TikToks just yet, but you know what we're talking about. If you want to join the conversation yourself, you know where to go. Just check the description box below. Just click that little link to our link tree. That's linktree/Scholars of Wrestling for all of our relevant social media links and much, much more. So you can join the conversation yourself. Because no matter what we're doing, no matter what the wrestling world gives us, you know we're going to be back to break down every single little bit of it. Because you know who we are. We are the Scholars of Wrestling, and you have just been schooled. You're
You're
welcome.
You're
welcome.
welcome.
See you all next week for more fun.